Hello everybody, my name is Zola and welcome to Modding Dragon Age Origins, Part 2, Improved Atmosphere. In this video, we're going to be looking at a mod that improves the atmosphere of the game, but not only that, it is a major overhaul. What this mod is a massive series of bug fixes, changes, modifications, and atmospheric improvements that make the game a lot more immersive. They also add a lot to the gameplay. It does things like fix player responses, changes the way the loot works, lets people sit down. Yes, play the game again, you'll notice no one is sitting down. It'll make people look like they're doing things. Ever walk around Denerim? Everyone's just standing there. This mod, it fixes that. And I would recommend that you install this mod first. If you were installing any mods, the only mod I would recommend you install before this is a texture pack. I am not going to be covering the texture packs in this series because they are way too much for Performance All, and they're fairly simple to install anyway. But this mod, it does have some complications, so let's get started. Right, so Improved Atmosphere has an absolutely massive changelog. We can see it right here, and it shows you tons of stuff. And there's actually a README. The mod author says you might take about an hour to read the README, so I know that intimidates a few people, and I know that most people are not going to do it. I would still recommend you browse over it, as it is a detailed account of how to customize this mod, because it is very modular, but if you follow my steps, you should be okay, but I would always advise you to read the manuals. So the first thing you're going to want to do is navigate over to the Files section, and we are going to download the Improved Atmosphere Beta. We are not downloading 1.3, we're downloading the beta, so don't worry about that, download that. There is some compatibility, ignore that, but there's actually something else we're going to download too. You have to navigate back along to the description for this one. It is a link from the mod author that links to a SkyDrive folder of his that contains some bug fixes. These are necessary if you're going to be running the beta version of the mod, so download these as well. There is going to be a link in the description. But once they're done, you're going to have this, the Improved Atmosphere Beta and the Improved Atmosphere Fixes. Extract both of those into folders. If you open up the Improved Atmosphere Beta, you'll be presented with this folder. Inside are all the modules and the readmes. One thing that I would like to note is that if you don't have certain downloadable content, you need to come into this folder and take them out. There's also a couple of extras, some differences for origin and all the other such things. I would recommend you take a look at those to see if they're of interest to you. And finally, compatibility. You'll see it as exclamation marks there. That is because these have compatibility to different mods, and if you open up the README for the mod, it will tell you that if you don't have these mods, get rid of them. At some point, we're going to be installing some of these mods. I'm not quite sure which ones yet, but I would recommend that you actually make a new folder, call them Compatibility, and I would recommend you actually take this whole subfolder and put it there. If you go through the modules and you don't like anything that is seen, you can obviously just remove those and you will be fine. So if you want to leave your origin intact, I would do that. I wouldn't recommend that because this is actually a good way to check if your mod is working. We're going to be using the Dwarf Noble origin to test that, because one of the changes in this mod is that the Dwarf Noble starts with a lot of money. Now, you might think that's unfair, but don't worry, the mod author has balanced it. If you've ever played the game, you'll know that something happens, and this time it takes away all your gold. So let's get started with the installation. The first thing we're going to need to do is find the override file for Dragon Age. This is not located in the normal place. It is actually located in Documents, BioWare, Dragon Age, Packages, Core, Override. I'll put a link up here in the video somewhere, but it doesn't matter where you install this game, it always appears in Documents, which means that if you have a small hard drive that you're running your operating system off of, like I am, you need to be very careful with your modding. All you have to do to install this mod is see the main file, Improved Atmosphere, drag and drop this into Override. Simple as that. But we're not done yet. You need to actually open up the IA 2.0 fixes. Drag this, other than the compatibility, which we don't want, we're actually going to take compatibility and we're going to drag it into our other compatibility folder. Then we're going to drag these and drop them in here. It's going to ask you if you would like to combine the files. Click yes to all. It's then going to ask if you wish to replace. Move and replace, because obviously this is the same mod, but these are bug fixes. You'll notice that it's changed several things, and that's to be expected, obviously, so... Yes, okay, yeah, sorry about that. There we go. And you are done. So as we can see, the mod has successfully been installed. And that's pretty much it for this mod. It doesn't even use the mod manager. But the reason that we're installing this mod is because improved atmosphere is essential to the Dragon Age experience. I could never even think of gathering enough gameplay footage to show this off, however, I'm going to show a little bit here, as I always do at the end of the videos, and I will show you a way to confirm that your mod is working. Stay tuned, because in the future of this series, I'm thinking of releasing a couple of extra bonus videos for it. Since these videos are going to turn out to be fairly short, I'm going to cover some essential mods for this game, how to install them, how to get them working, how to use them. I know it seems very simple for anybody who understands modding, but to the beginners, this detailed guide, I hope, will help. Alright, here I am in the game, and the best way to actually tell if this mod is installed is to create a new game. There's a quick and easy way to tell if you're using all of the default stuff, so we're just going to skip through this, and I'm going to create a dwarf noble. I don't really care about any of this stuff. He's going to be very cunning, of course. Because he's a warrior, and he's going to have, for some reason, that, and he's also going to be very good at dual strike and that. And I'm going to play on Nightmare, of course, because I'm super good at all games. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I'm an expert at playing video games. And I'm going to skip through all this, so give me a moment. And here we are. You'll notice that I've actually received 30 gold. Normally you start with nothing, but that doesn't make a lot of sense, and this mod gives you a bunch of money. That's the easiest way that I've found to tell that the mod is working properly. You'll also see my armor is a lot nicer. If you've played the Dwarf Origin Noble, you know why the mod author can give you this nice stuff, but you have some very nice looking armor, very regal. And I don't believe I took my shield, which is a shame. But yeah, there it is. So that is the first thing we're going to be covering. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I always appreciate all the comments and feedback I get from everybody, and I would hope that you consider subscribing to my channel for more game modding tutorials. If you have any recommendations on what you think I should cover for modding, or what other things I should do on my channel, let me know. I'm making this entire Dragon Age series because somebody has recommended it to me, so if you would like to know how to mod a game, let me know. I probably know how, and I will make one of these detailed tutorials for you, most likely. I would also ask that you check out some of my other videos. You know, just see what else I have in store for you, and sorry for the long outro. As always, I thank you for watching and wish you an excellent day.